Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss the classification of resource, which is the part of the previous video that was on definition of resources, 10th standard CBSC syllabus. Today I am discussing the classification. In definition, we have already learned that anything that is provided by nature, which could be technologically accessible and economically feasible and culturally acceptable, that could be considered as resource. Today I am discussing the classification of resource. On the basis of its origin, resource can be biotic and abiotic. Biotic resource is plants and animals, the example of biotic resource. Abiotic resource is metals. Whereas on the basis of exhaustibility, it can be renewable and non-renewable. Renewable is water, non-renewable is fossil fuel. On the basis of ownership, it can be individual, example house, the community, example factory or school, national resource, the examples are railway, forest or parliament, international resource, that is the open oceans, migratory birds, etc. And on the basis of the states of development, resource can be of three types. Number one, potential, that means which has the capacity but till is not used. Next one is developed stock, which we are using, and the last one is reserved. That means the stock is already invented or developed, but we have not used fully, so they are reserved but already invented. And the potential resource is under experiments, it is not in use fully, it have the potentiality. So these are the three types of resources on the basis of the states of development. Now another type of classifications on the basis of the usefulness of resources, there is another type of classification. Let's see. On the basis of usefulness, the resource can be divided into natural resource and anthropogenic resource or man-made resource. Now, the natural resource is renewable and non-renewable. Among the renewable resources, there are two categories, that is the flow resources and biological resources. Flow resources are limited and unlimited. Limited resource is fresh water. The example is fresh water because water is unlimited, but fresh water, the percentage of fresh water on earth is limited. Rest of the water is salty, ocean water. And we mean the fresh water means which we can drink, like the which is coming from glaciers through rivers. The next one is unlimited resources like water, wind, sunlight. Now the biological resources, plant life and animal life. And here the non-renewable resources, the other part of the natural, which is basically fund resources. Now this fund resources is recyclable, non-recyclable. Among the fund resources, which resources we can use again and again, like metals, iron, tin, these are recyclable because we use in a different way, and after the one form of use we can mold it and we can make a new thing out of it, so it could be recycled. And the another one is non-recyclable, that is fossil fuel. You know that coal, petroleum, natural gas, these type of natural resources are fund resources which could not be recycled after the chemical change. So this is the natural resources, and if you consider the anthropogenic or man-made resources, here you will get the structure or institutions. That means the structures man made up, like hospitals, factories, technological park. These are the structural institutions made by man to modify the natural resource, to make it more useful for human being. And the another one is the quality and quantity, the qualitative human being and the quantitative human being. Like the Indian population is huge in quantity, but if you consider the quality, that is not so good. That means I want to mean that we have to improve more, that educationally, or culturally, all the section of India, all people from all the sections are not so improved. So the quality, if you consider the population composition, where we can discuss about that, the male female ratio, or the education level, the quality of the working population, this is known as quality. Generally the three age groups are there in the society: the dependent and independent. The previous one, 0 to 15 years of people who are dependent, then 15 to 59 age group people, they are basically the working people. And the quality of those people make a nation develop, or developing the economy, the growth of economy of a country mainly depends on this group of population, that is the 15 to 59 years of age. And rest, the senior citizens above 60 years, they are also dependent. So the quality of human being is very important, as human being themselves a resource. They can invent, they can research on any natural thing, and they can make it more improved, so that it could be useful to the human society. So quality of the population is very important. So if we consider the classification, first we can divide it into the natural and anthropogenic. Then natural again could be divided into renewable, non-renewable, then flow resource, biological resource, and fund resource. All these things are natural, whereas you will consider the anthropogenic, there you will get the institution and structures, and another one, quality and quantity of the populations. Hope the classification we will understand better.